not coordinated. All right. Testing. Can you hear me all the way in the back? Woohoo! All right. Okay, thank you for your patience. Got our technology up and going now. Can everyone online hear me? Do you think? Just asking. Making sure they can hear me. All right. I'm sorry? I'm not visible? Oh, I am? Okay, I'm going. All right. Okay, well, thank you, everyone, for coming in. And this isn't going to be terribly long, but we have a couple of things we want to. First of all, welcome. Everybody's been so great, and I'm so glad I got to come and visit everyone here this trip. So just wanted to tell you thank you. Next, I want to kind of introduce who I am. I'm VP of Global HR. I've been at Safeguard now coming on 2 years, and I've met several of you who have been here a very long time, so congratulations to that, and we really appreciate everything that you do. I want to share a little bit about myself. I already skipped ahead and you see my picture here, but I have a family, and I have 3 beautiful children. Nick is in the middle, Andrew my oldest, well, Nick is actually my youngest, Andrew's my oldest, and Carmen is in the middle, and that's my husband, Andy. So I have a beautiful family. I wanted to share that with you. This is my first trip to India, and it has been absolutely wonderful. This is a beautiful country, and I look forward to bringing my family here to explore it. But the team has been great. Kingshuk and Sashi took me to, I can't say it. Can hear me now? Okay. Took me to, they called it the Watchtower, but you've got the right word there. And then the Taj Mahal. That is an amazing, amazing place, and photos do not do it justice. I mean, they don't. So thank you, Moonmi and Kingshuk, for hosting and going on that very long journey. It was well worth it. And then just a little bit about my overall background. My entire career has been nothing but HR. I started out doing training and development at an amusement park for a food and beverage department, doing orientations, all the way through processing payrolls and recruiting, administering benefits. So I've done every function of HR my entire career, and I share that with you because I'm very passionate about it. I love what I do. I love working with everyone and just building great places to work. So I appreciate any feedback and talking to everyone while I'm here and getting to know you. So that's a little bit about me. I have to point it there. Okay, so just a couple of quick business highlights. I think you heard on our last All Hands all about our Safeguard Pay new brand identity. So keep on the lookout over the next 30 to 90 days. You'll see more of that evolving with all of our branding and our marketing. They've been working very hard on our new identity, and it's a very exciting time. So just marketing is going to be getting with everyone, and you'll see new materials. I want you to just be looking out for that. And click, okay. We have some new features in Workday to help you and your manager develop your career. I think you've seen several emails come out over the month of October. You may have not read them all from HR, but go back, go through your emails. October was Career Month, so we want to help you develop your skills, career goals, and part of this new feature is share your skills. You can go in there. We have tutorials on how you go in there, and several of you I've seen have already gone in and done this, and some of you may have not. But this is a place for you to house your skills, your certifications, your expertise, any softwares that you have experience in. And this helps across the company when managers are looking for, we have special projects or customer projects that come on with new clients and we need specialized skills. This is a way for us to find what we have in our own talent pool. So please utilize that. And if you are confused or you don't understand something, let us know and we'll help you walk through it. The other part of this is career goals. Reflect and set your goals with your managers. So once you get your skills in there, you can have more development opportunities and talks with your manager to plan out, where do you want to take your career? What other areas of the business do you want to learn about? Some people have interest, just want to know more about how, a back office works, or, finance and accounting, product. Not sure, but we've got all these features that we're trying to implement to help you kind of expand and the company. So there you go. So just want to talk a little bit about our strategic business direction. Danny also kind of went through this in our all hands, but let's see, there we go. So in July of last year, 2023, we began to align each line of business with dedicated resources. So as you know, we've done a lot of in HR, talent acquisition, and HR operations, product, marketing. We've kind of aligned resources on each side of the business so that we can focus on our needs and safeguard pay. As part of the strategic alignment, each line of business reviewed their entities. So just a little bit of background, we have all these entities where we have pay guardians and geo guardians and client workers. So part of our strategic direction with the board is to align our entities and do basically entity optimization. And during the last 12 months, we have gone through this entity optimization. It's very hard to say sometimes when you're up here. But we've transferred several of our guardians to the proper entities for compliance and to make sure we have the proper resource allocation. So now we're kind of in the final stages of that project, and we're creating our own entity here in India under Safeguard Pay, which is still part of the Safeguard group, but we're going to have our own Safeguard Pay entity that we're in the process of registering and getting created. So see the sign out there, how it has a couple of the entities out there? Well, we're going to add another one on that sign. So, oops, let me go back. So just kind of so you can see a picture of it, you have the Safeguard Global Group, you have Geo, their offerings over here, and you have Global Pay. So that's kind of how it looks. And then, so we've got our Geo Safeguard Guardians on these entities, and we will have Global Pay, Safeguard Pay under the new entity name. We're in the process of seeing which name it's going to be. We don't have that yet, but it's in the works. What does this mean to you? Well, what's not changing? We'll go over that first. Your employment contract's not changing. Your job's not changing. Reporting lines aren't changing. Benefits, salary, PF's not changing. Vacation balance, your seniority, notice periods, T equipment, our systems, none of that changes. So your employment stays the same, but what's changing is that we have a new legal safeguard entity as your employer. So what are we going to need from you and when? This is a tentative timeline where, like I mentioned, we're in the process of getting all the registration set up, and there's a couple of stages to it, and once we get the registration and all the incorporation done, then we have the next step that we have to do in HR to get everything ready for the new entity. But, oops, sorry. Okay, so between now and December 7th, address any questions, any clarifications you need, ask them. Come to us. We're more than happy to answer any questions you have if we know the answers at the time, or we'll get back to you and get them to you. Between around December 7th and January 15th, we will have transfer letters prepared just so you have them ready to review. And then by the end of January, we anticipate you getting those back to us signed and making sure you have your PF account set up and transferred, and all of that fun stuff we'll help you with. And then the tentative effective date of this transition that you're on the new entity. February 1st, March 1st. Could it be April 1st? Maybe, but we are shooting for February 1st. It just really depends on how quickly we get all these documents and the incorporation done. That's out of our hands. We don't know, so, but we anticipate it will be in the next, hopefully, 30 days or so. Your main points of contact, I'm always here for any questions, anything you need at all. Send me a Teams chat, send me an email. I'm here to help in any way. We can schedule a meeting, any questions you have. King Shook is great. He's here. His door is always open to you as well. Be sure to reach out to him or anyone in our HR team, even if it's training and learning and development, if it's talent acquisition, it's HR operations or HR business partners. Just give us a call. We're all here to help you. Any questions? And I'll try to answer any if you have any. Wow, silence. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to share with you today. We thought it was important to let you know kind of the next stage, what was going on, so that you can go along this journey with us and be prepared and ask anything you needed to. But we appreciate everything you do, and I just wanted to let you know, I think it's a really exciting time to be part of Safeguard Pay and creating our new branding and identity and having the resources allocated to the needs of our business. So thank you for going down this journey with us. That's it. All right.
Thank you so much, Daisy. So just to cross-check, anyone have any specific question? Anything? Daisy here with us. Yes, Tom?
We're in the final process of going through all of the recommended progressions, and we should have that by next week. Anyone who did progress will make sure that any of those increases would be effective for October 1st, and they'll retro back. So you're welcome. See, I think King Shook's disappointed. He wants some questions. It is, well, I think this journey actually, when Danny explained it, started back probably even before COVID. The direction, of the boards to strategically have the unique businesses. They have different needs. Each side of the, Geo has their own needs, A has their own needs, and this is our way to make sure that each side of the business has proper resources and focus that it needs to be successful. That's been the direction and the journey from even before I started. Actually, no. We've done it across. India is actually probably the last country that we've done this in. We've done it in Moldova, Romania, Italy, Spain, Portugal. We've created all the new entities, and this was actually one of the largest populations that we needed to do this for. So we've done all those already, and they have all their Safeguard Pay entities and everything, and set up and have our guardians on the right entities so we can legally operate. So, not just India. We have, and there are 7 actually countries that are very, very small that we have 1 or 2 guardians in, and those will be ones that until we further develop that market, we probably will use a partner with those and not have our own entity yet. Uh-huh. No. we are continuing your employment date and years of service and all that. This is just a transfer to, excuse me, to the new entity, and your date of service and your hire date stays the same. Anything else? Well, we are under Safeguard Global Group, and GEO is under that group. They have all their entities, and Safeguard Pay, that's our new kind of name. Instead of, it's still under Safeguard Global, yeah, just like that slide I showed with the Safeguard Global up here and then GEO over here, and called it Global Pay. But yeah. Safeguard Pay. Yeah. It is global, yes, it is. You know, and a lot of work went into looking at what we were going to call ourselves, our branding, focus groups with customers. So we got a lot of information on that, and marketing team with an outside partner really did a lot of work to come up with some exciting stuff. So something that we should all be very proud of. Great questions. And if you think of anything later, or you just don't want to ask it in an open group, send me a Teams chat, and I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Right there. Okay. All right. Anyone online that joined us today, if you have any questions specifically, you can send them through the chat if you want to now, or you can contact us later, however you want to handle it. But I just want to make sure you know that you can ask any questions right now as well. Would it pop up on here? Will I see it? Oh, you're one? Okay. See anything yet? Any questions? Nope. All right. Well, okay. Happy Diwali, everyone. I am very honored that we were included in your celebrations here today, and we got to visit during this time with you. A very special time, I know, for everyone. So thank you for your hospitality and welcoming me and Jackie and Tom here. We do appreciate it. Uh-huh. So are you asking like if there were openings on Geo, if you could apply for those, or we still have the same processes in place that if there were openings and you still go apply to those links and still go through the same kind of process. You still have to interview for those roles. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Yes. It's all under the group. Well, we still do today, and that's a good question because some of the technology that we will be splitting out so we can design things that we need to for our workflows and our processes, I'll have to get back to you on that because I'm not 100% sure. All right. would imagine if we don't, we would still probably send emails out so everybody would know what's available in the group. We probably, exactly. You can go to the website and look, and we have LinkedIn and, yeah, I mean, okay, I'm going to let you say that. I wasn't going to, but yeah, actually, we've had several apply and come over to our HR operations team and our HR business partners in EMEA, so that's been really nice. All right. Yeah, it will be under the new entity name that's registered here in India. That is under Safeguard Pay. It will be. It is basically a division of Safeguard Global. It's under the same group. It's the same family. It's just companies do this to make sure that they can have the right resources focusing on this business. When you have them both together and they have different competing priorities, you know, one side of the business sometimes gets all of the attention and the other side doesn't get all the resources it needs. So the board wanted to make sure that we were aligned properly with the right resources on both sides of the business so each business would have the proper focus it needed. Still under the Safeguard Global family. So when you say it changes your profile, not really. It's a name of a company. A company can change their name, and it's still part of the original group together. So that's just, if you have to explain it that way, you have continuous service. It's not like you're going to, oh, this is your first year here. No, you've been with the organization how many ever years you've been here. So it's not changing employers. I mean, I don't know how any other way to explain it. Right. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe we can help. I can work with marketing on how do people position their LinkedIn profiles to show that they, had this continuous service, even though we had these different names. Maybe that's something we can help guide you on, so that you have a better way to address that. Um, I think we're going to have Safeguard Pay as a social media presence, but these are questions that are marketing and branding, and I don't want to answer something I'm not completely sure how they're going to handle. So I can take these back and we can get those answers for you. And that's what I say over the next, 30 to 90 days. Marketing is going to be pretty involved. They have a whole project plan to help get everybody everything that they need and answer questions and how to address these questions. Right. Yes. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Again, it's all about. Yeah, those are great. And again, as they come up, that's what I said. But I mean, we're here to answer questions. I know you might think of something later, or something will come up and you're wondering, I had some other questions that I put down on my list that I need to take back and say, hey, just thought of this stuff. So, I mean, yeah. Uh-huh. Safeguard pay. Safeguard pay. I know, and it's hard because it's global pay, safeguard global pay. I mean, it's safeguard pay. I think that one's going to be hard not to have. I'm still saying guardian. I think that's part of who we are. That's part of global guardians, and yes, I don't think I don't. I mean, I can't. Yeah, yeah. He's the CEO over the group, so. All right. Okay. Well, thank you all, and again, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions later. Oh, uh-huh. We're going to be changing the logo too, so it'll be, again, these are things that marketing's going to kind of roll out and show how they're going to look and where they're used and everything. But we will have Safeguard Pay logo. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. not going to change for Safeguard. But for you guys, it's going to stay the same PF strategy right now. We're not changing any benefits right now, none of that. Well, yeah, it will transfer over. We're going to be said that's part of timing, and we're not sure how long we've got to get all those documents to register new PF under the new entity name.
Here, just to add, basically the moment we are meeting with a new entity, we're going to register a new PF account for all of us. And we'll ask our to transfer your existing PF fund to the new account. And the day onwards, we'll start contributing to the new PF account. We will stop contributing to the existing account, we will leave this account with the new account. Yep. For the gratuity, definitely I'm not, no, we're not talking about the gratuity. But this is something like with the employer shift, we have to create a PF account. But that PF account currently we are using, it is in the name of Safeguard Vault Payroll Services Private Limited, and that existing entity will be going to utilize for the new employee, and we'll be creating a new one, and we have to accept that fact, our PF will be going to run. So for us, we have to log in as a new employee to the new organization from a PF perspective, and we have to transfer it.
But isn't it handled the same because we're under the group? No? Okay.
Because the UAN number will remain the same. And regarding the pension and the PF, the pension part remains the same even if you transfer any organization, the pension remains the same. So the pension benefit, the only thing which you cannot do if it is a new account is you cannot withdraw it in the first year because you'll have to wait for 3 years. That may be one thing, because this will be a new entity and you cannot withdraw in 3 years. Rest all the benefits will be the same because the pension benefits, the percentage, everything would remain the same because the UAN is going to remain the same in whichever organization we are, even if we transfer ourselves or we look for another job or we are here, entity changes, UAN will still remain the same, so our pension benefits will remain the same.
Continuation cannot be possible.
The continuation
because
will not
it's
change.
a new entity.
The only thing
and
will,
the
we
registration
may
will be
come
the same.
into, we may
You have
face,
to shift the PF.
sorry. Yeah. The only thing we may encounter is if somebody wants to withdraw PF, because pension we cannot withdraw anyways, 95% of that, so that will remain the same, and within the first year or the first 3 years we will not be able to withdraw. I think that we can look into.
Thank you.
Okay. I am not sure about that. I can't imagine us not being able to post things on our LinkedIn that, but that are promoting, geo. If I'm a Safeguard Pay employee, if I'm doing something in the Austin office with, because in the Austin office, there's predominantly geo employees, but there's about 4 of us or 5 of us in Austin that are Safeguard Pay that go into the office. So if we're in there having lunch or doing something on one of the first Thursdays that we go in, and we post something, I post it on, LinkedIn or whatever, and it has promoting geo, I don't think that's not gonna, I don't see that being an issue. Is that kind of what you're asking? Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. No, we'll get more guidance from you, but I mean, if we're promoting it as a if Danny's promoting something that out on LinkedIn and we reshare it and we promote it, I don't see that being any issue, even if he's promoting something that's a new technology in Geo, or if it's Geo's promoting a new technology over here, we're still Safeguard Global. We're still part of the family. We're still, bringing each other into different deals and clients. So it's not, it wouldn't be, oh no, we can't talk about Geo, or I don't think so. But I can find out more particulars on that. Sorry. Oh, should have had marketing here with me. Didn't know it was going to be all these marketing questions. Ah, but that's good. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually an allocated office to GMP. Safeguard, hey, stop. No, it's all Safeguard Global, so yeah, they'll be able to still come in here. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. And just like in Austin, the corporate office, it's predominantly all Geo, and there's there's Danny, me, and a couple of salespeople, and marketing, 2 people from marketing that go in there. So, yeah, but they're not kicking us out. You have another question? Okay.
The moment you issue the transfer rate, it will mention across the immediately date will be
The corporate office, Austin? Yeah. I mean, it's part of Safeguard Global Group. Um, Safeguard. Oh, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that?
no, but it will not make impact like that.
No.
As I
Oh,
told
he
you,
just
Gaurav,
asked that.
yeah,
No.
as I told Gaurav, to give you the transfer data, in the transfer data will be mentioned that clearly it will be remaining the same. So there will be
That was mentioned. Yeah. Uh-huh. Didn't hear her whole question. I'm sorry, I didn't hear your whole question. No, it's really new identity. Companies go through rebranding and from GMP to. Yep. It's to have dedicated resources to our line of business so that we can be as successful as we can. Um, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I couldn't hear her. Huh? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, there's no. Yeah.
Some liability. But the reality of it is the liability on the geo side is much greater because they're actually employing you, right? Oh, I'm okay. You guys can hear me, right?
On the geo side than there is on GMP. Right now, we basically have insurance that covers everything. Now they have their own liability, and we have a completely separate liability, and that impacts the financial picture, right? Then I think the third thing is profitability, right? There's profitability on the payroll side, profitability on the geo side, and the board really needs to keep that separate, right? Because we should move at our own pace with our own investments, whether it's local market, whether it's technology, whether it's growth, and Geo has to do the same. The reality is we share a budget with Geo, which can help us and it can hurt us at the same time. So we need to separate it. Each business needs to stand on its own, right? So the board kind of came back and said, look, we need to separate liability, we need to separate the growth in the financial picture, but we also have to celebrate our ability to do what we need to do. In GMP, we have long struggled to get what we need just because we're waiting on Geo, and Geo feels the exact same way, right? So by splitting them, we now run at our own pace. We either succeed or fail because of GMP only, not because of GOL, right? So when you look at it this way, the split actually makes sense. We're now in full control of our entire destiny, right? The difference is by doing it, creates a lot of this change, legal entities, treasury, banking, all this kind of stuff has to change, even the facilities. Right, we have to make a decision because it has to belong to one or the other. But ultimately, we're still under the Safeguard Group family. We're just two different divisions. So, this at the end of the day, Fiat owns Volkswagen and they own Ferrari. Two different brands, same parent. You can say that you work for Fiat, or you can say you work for Lamborghini. It's ultimately the same thing, but they operate independently. Does this make sense to you guys? Give a little bit more context?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Answer your question?
Thank you.
Before we go, can we hear some words from Jackie?
Yes.
Just to say hi.
Now, the only thing I've got to add to all of this, in the UK, we went through this last year, okay? We went through this last year, I'm sick. We went through all of this, and, you know, it was confusing at the time, and I'll be honest with you, in the UK, it was slightly different. So we logged in one morning, and we found out we had our P45s, which is what you get when you leave in your employment. So we all of a sudden thought we'd all been sacked. So being online really early, there was nobody to talk to. But, you know, it made no difference to us, okay? It was just closing down one account and opening up another. Our seniority, our dates and everything were the same. But it was just something that we then had a different entity on our tax statements and things. That's the only difference it's made. There is a lot of work that's happening behind the scenes to split the systems. Tris Woods is probably tearing his hair out. Tris Woods is looking after all of the systems splits. So things like sf.com, if you use it, then that's going to be split. Geo is going to keep the URL that's there now. And Global Pay will get a new one. What's happening is that we've got an outside consultancy company in to look at what's the best way to deal with this. And they're going to copy over exactly what we've got now without the Geo messing it. Okay? So a bit like Tom was saying, everything then stands within Global Pay, and we look after it. What we've done is run analysis reports out, so that anything that's been used in the last 12 months has been copied over. And then there's a round of UAT testing, user acceptance testing, to make sure that the reports that are used give the same results. Because everything we take is out of sf.com, and that's our Bible for our reporting. So that piece of work is going on this one. Global Unity, there'll be a new URL. That's the difference. Once you've set it up, then it's away you go, and really there's no difference. Okay? But if there are any questions, obviously, the three of us, we're here for a few more days. Ask us directly to Daisy, or if there's anything you want to know in general about any of the split technology-wise, then please let us know as well.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you bringing up doing the UK last year, because that was a big one. We did the US last year too, where I had to transfer everybody over to a new entity, and it's Safeguard Pay. And we have new tax documents and everything, but it was an easy transfer, no loss of seniority, none of that. And everybody understood that pretty easily. So we've done it in the US, we did it in the UK. I mean, we, like I said, I mentioned Dover, Spain.
We did Mexico.
Mexico,
recently.
we did that over the
Brazil.
summer.
So why are we waiting on India? Because we saved the best for last.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'll be here all day.
It's really because we wanted to get an invite for tomorrow, so we put that in last.
So no, we've all, we've gone through it, and now we're here to help you get through it too. So,
Thank you.
that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Different.